Google's challenge to Facebook now has 40 million users, less than 2 months after opening its doors to the general public on September 20th. And Google Plus is moving beyond its initial pool of early adopters. Today, Plus expands its reach to brands and businesses with its new Pages feature. Joining me now for an exclusive interview is Bradley Horowitz, Google Vice President of Product Management. Brad, welcome to Bloomberg West. Great to have you here on the show today.
Thank you, Emily. It's great to be here.
So first of all, let's start out with the latest numbers. Give me the update on how many people are using Google Plus and how often they are using it.
Well, the numbers that we most recently released were coincident with earnings call, where Larry Page, our CEO, announced that we have more than 40 million unique users that have signed up for the service. That seems like ancient history. In the lifespan of our new little service, 3 weeks is an eternity, and we've actually grown significantly since then. No numbers to announce today, but growth just keeps on amazing us.
Okay, so talk to me about this new feature, Google Plus Pages. How is it different than what Facebook offers to brands and companies that want to make Facebook pages?
Well, I think when we first launched Google Plus, we certainly didn't anticipate the tremendous success and growth that we've had in a couple short months. And what we discovered was that brands and businesses and bands, they go where the users are. So immediately, unexpectedly, we had all of these businesses clamoring to get on. And we actually made the hard decision of kicking them off. It was rather brutal. They were offended and wondering why we would kick them off our service. The reason why is we wanted to do something really special that was good for the brands and businesses, but also great for users. And so that's what we launched today. This is an experience where brands can come in and take advantage of things like circles, which allow them to segment their audience so they can have their gold, silver, and bronze customers communicate differently to each of those audiences. And they can take advantage of some very unique capabilities we have on our service, things like Hangouts. Hangouts are free multi-way video where these brands can get face-to-face with customers and have these working sessions or focus groups or discuss the product in a way that puts a face behind the brand. There's no other service out there that has anything like this, and we're finding huge uptake. We're just absolutely thrilled with the attention and interest we're getting today.
Now, we've been waiting to create a page for Bloomberg West, but it's still a limited rollout at this point. When are we going to be able to create our own page?
Right now. It was a limited rollout in the sense that it took us a few hours to push this to all of Google's server farms worldwide. But as of about 1:30 Pacific time, it is open to the world. So any Google Plus user that wants to can create a page, and we're delighted that Bloomberg wants to. And I would advise, as soon as this interview is done, that you get right on that.
All right, we'll be on that. Now, let's talk about the actual engagement on Google Plus. Can you give us any more detail on how many people are actually sharing things on Google Plus? How active users are there? We've been hearing a number of sort of reports, seeing studies, and even just anecdotal evidence that while a lot of people are signed up, not a lot of people are necessarily using it.
Well, that is completely untrue. We're delighted by the usage, and we think about our network a little bit differently. If you look at what we did today, for instance, the introduction of something called Direct Connect. Direct Connect allows a brand like Pepsi or a band like Coldplay to take advantage of Google search distribution. So any Google search box that a user finds, they can type in plus Coldplay and immediately add Coldplay to their circles on the Google Plus network. So we don't think of the rest of Google as something different or aside from Google Plus. Google Plus is a new way of using all the Google services you know and love. We introduced a YouTube integration last week, a Chrome integration last week. So if you ask yourself the question, how many Google Plus users are coming back to Google on a weekly or even daily basis, the number is staggering. It is incumbent on us to continue to light up these integrations so wherever they come on Google, they're recognized as a Google Plus user and get additional value proposition for that. So we're delighted with engagement, and it's absolutely been thrilling. But I think part of the way that people have been measuring this as a siloed product that is sort of distinct and other than everything else we're doing at Google, that's not how we think about it.
Do you see Google Plus as something that might appeal more to brands and companies than Facebook pages because of the video Hangouts options, because it's less messy than the Facebook experience, which is so personal?
Yeah, I think we have done something very interesting, and I think when people first saw our service, they jumped and speculated. They said, oh, it's just like Facebook, and then others looked and said, no, it's more like Twitter. And in the interim, we have created a community and an experience which is uniquely our own. We're excited about this, but one thing we've been really good at is learning and in dialogue with both the users, the businesses. So we launched something today that we think is great and will be a great experience for all parties, but we know we have a lot to learn, and we're working hand in hand with the world's most interesting brands, all of whom, of course, already have an existing relationship with Google, and we're working together to figure out what can we do that's special, what isn't meeting their needs with existing services, how can we do even better than the tools they have today. And so we have exciting things planned, and this is just the beginning, but already, as I mentioned, the level of interest is stunning.
Now, Mark Zuckerberg just said, we just heard him say that Google is creating its own little version of Facebook. Is that how you guys think about this?
We are delighted to be underestimated. It served us very well to date, and that's fine by us. I'm not going to clear anything up.
But do you think of it as one versus the other? Are you directly competitive, or can these sites both coexist but in different ways?
Well, when you think about Google today, you of course think about Google search engine, but if you look in toto, we have YouTube and Android and Chrome and Gmail. We have a variety of services that users love and come back to all the time. Today, they come back to us in a largely unidentified state. We know very little about them, and we remember very little about them. The way that we think about Google Plus is changing this mode of interaction so that we actually get to know our users deeply. We understand who they are, what they love, who they know, and then reflect that back as value to them so that all of our services get better when users use their own data in their own service. So the way we think about it is really transforming the Google experience. If that is all we did and we maintain current levels of use and usage, we would have a fantastic success on our hands. I think a lot of the pitting the companies against each other, it certainly sells advertising and clicks. It's an intriguing story, but when we think about what we're doing, we think about it in terms of how do we make Google services better, and I think we have a really compelling value proposition for those that already love Google today.
All right, Google Vice President Bradley Horowitz, thanks for that update on Google+.